Welcome to the first episode of BKS Collectibles. My name is Bryant and we're going to go over collecting cards. To start off, I've been collecting cards from being a little kid, stopped right around college, and started again, as an adult. In card collecting, it's really important to do your research about individual players or teams, league info, how your teams are doing. It's important to have fun while you're doing it as well. So in this episode, we're going to be going over teams that are doing well now, world championships, like as the Dodgers just won the world championship, whether we should be collecting them now or looking to the future. There are other players that we could be looking at as well, and we'll be looking at as well as other leagues, the NFL, NBA. There are a lot of factors that are going on in the world of collecting nowadays. There are a lot of things that go on to being able to collect cards. Time of year it is, if your teams or players are in season. Injuries, of course, play a lot to do with how they're doing, how the card prices are going up and down. As we know, the Dodgers just won the World Series, 2020 World Series. Unfortunately, it's going to be with an asterisk because of how they won it in the shortened season, but we'll look into the players that are on their team, a couple of important players, and a sleeper player that I'm looking for. Let's go over some of the players on the Dodgers that we're going to be going over today. Cory Seager is the shortstop for the Dodgers. Contract will be up in 2022, which we'll have to look at and we'll investigate later on time to see what team that he'll be going with if he doesn't stay with the Dodgers. That will highly affect his card price. Right now, I'm looking at his 2013 Bowman draft card. This card was worth between $15 and $20 and is now worth $40. Honestly, right now is not the time to be purchasing the card. Like the stock market, cards move with news. People look after something has already happened, such as the World Series, such as a National League MVP, which Cory Seager was the World Series MVP, so all his cards start to jump up. They're worth twice as much as they were a month ago. Now is not the time to purchase them, unfortunately. If you're in the selling market, now is the time to get rid of them, unless you want to collect him long term. If you're looking to pick up Cory Seagers, I would be waiting until January or February when the market starts to die down and before the new baseball season starts. That would be the best time to get his cards. Another one of the Dodger players that you could be looking for is Walker Buehler. He is an up-and-comer in his fourth season with the Dodgers. Very effective in the playoffs, one of the go-to guys. Unfortunately, he's only had one really good season that would put him at, I would say, an all-star status. He's really young, still has a lot to prove. As we know, pitchers come and go. He throws very hard, which he is more liable or could happen. He could actually injure his arm, hopefully not. We never want any of our big stars players to get hurt for any kind of reason. But pitchers are more injury prone. Hopefully, knock on wood, he's not one of them. And he keeps coming up. I wouldn't be purchasing his card right now. Not until January, February. Once that hits, I might pick up maybe one or two of his rookie cards, hang on to it just to see how it goes. But I would not be purchasing his cards as of right now. Another player that just solidified his Hall of Fame stats is Clayton Kershaw. His rookie cards might be a little pricey for a lot of people. You already know that he's going to be in the Hall of Fame coming up. But as well, I wouldn't be purchasing his cards right now. All the Dodgers players right now have a high price because they just won the World Series. So my recommendation is to stay away from these cards for now until January or February hits. The player that I am recommending now is Arozarena. He plays outfield for the Tampa Bay Rays. and is a great pickup right now for cards. I would pick him up for the next week, maybe 2, and then I would hold off until the same that I'm saying for the Dodgers, January or February. His cards are hot now because he was an AL MVP, and he batted better than anybody else could against top teams in his league. He hit 3 home runs against the Yankees, 4 against Houston, and I believe 3 against the Dodgers. During the season, regular season, he batted 1 home run per 9.14 at-bats, which is uncanny. That's a home run hitter. He's only a 5'11", and he's belting home runs. In the postseason, he even went better. 6.9 at-bats for every 1 home run. You're talking about somebody that's batting against the New York Yankees, the Houston Astros, and the Los Angeles Dodgers. You're talking about somebody that is batting against the best of the best. Again, I would be picking up his cards right now because he's new, he's a rookie. He still has rookie status next year. He's a shoo-in for the Rookie of the Year. And I'm also looking, possibly, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that he could be the AL MVP possibly next year. So I would be picking up his rookie cards. Again, I would be picking him up now, maybe for the next couple of weeks, but hold off until January and February, maybe even March, until next year starts. Barring any injury, he's going to be a solid pickup. I would send in his cards right now to PSA, get them graded, so that by the time that they come back next year, the cards are right where it need to be. Forecasting the cards for the future, kind of hard to do, but that's what we need to do in this marketplace right now. PSA and BGS are the top grading companies in the world right now, and their turnaround times are between 6 months and 1 year. That causes a problem for card collectors. I can't pick up a generic card, send it in, and recover it within the same season that we're currently in. So our problem is right now is we have to be able to predict the future. To be able to benefit from a championship team or for a player that's playing well at the time, I need to have his card already in hand. That's where this episode should help so that you could actually benefit in advance with the cards that you're going to be sending in. Our next theme will be futures, forecasting. 2021 Hall of Fame will be coming around. There are a couple shoe-ins. Paul Pierce, great player from Boston. Chris Bosh as well. Shoe-ins for the Hall of Fame. There are a couple sideliners that we may be able to get in. Personally, I'm going out on a limb. I think that Chris Webber will be getting in, or possibly Ben Wallace. For me personally, I actually picked up a bunch of Chris Webbers that I will be sending in for PSA. If I send them in now in October, I shouldn't be getting them back until possibly June, July of next year. The Hall of Fame, I believe, is in September, so I should have them right in time for the induction. Another segment that we're going to go over is the whole Netflix series. Netflix came out with the great series The Last Dance. What happened to card prices in that when that came out? Michael Jordan was the key figure. Obviously his cards shot through the roof. As well, Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, Horace Grant, all of the players that were in The Last Dance had tremendous upside on their cards. So what are we looking for in the year to come? Netflix is already, well, not Netflix, ESPN, the creator of the show, has kind of leaked that they may be coming out with another series. There are various different websites that have also stated the same thing. All of them have stated that the next series is potentially and most probably going to be about Kobe Bryant. So what happens here? Kobe Bryant's card's going to go up. All the players that have been playing with Kobe Bryant as well. Shaquille O'Neal, Robert Horry, Derek Fisher, all of these players' cards are going to be impacted. My sleeper pick for this Netflix series is Robert Horry. Robert Horry was a key player in the championship series, taking some really, really big shots. He's been playing in the NBA for 16 years. Unfortunately, he's not in the Hall of Fame because he didn't have great numbers. He did make big shots, but as critics say, those big shots aren't enough to get him into the Hall of Fame. He's my sleeper pick because you could pick up his cards for less than $5 on eBay. You can pick up a graded card, PSA 10, for $50. If and when the Netflix series comes out, his name will be all over it. He's been on 7 championship teams, including the Lakers. I believe 3 championships with the Lakers, 2 with the Spurs, and 2 with the Houston Rockets. His name will be coming out with the Lakers, and he will be a household name. At that time, his cards will go up. Another star, if and when the Netflix series comes out about Kobe Bryant, will be Shaquille O'Neal. Everybody's seen him in movies like Grown Ups 1 and Grown Ups 2. Nobody knows who he is. He may be from a different time period, but he's a Hall of Famer, Hall of Fame center, maybe one of the best basketball centers to ever exist. I would be picking up his cards right now. His cards are only PSA graded. You can pick them up between $150 to $200. If and when the Netflix series comes out, his cards will jump up significantly. I would say maybe even double in price. My big pickup right now, as far as cards and vintage cards, is between the 96-97 season and 97-98 season. Right now, I've been doing some research. 96-97 Topps, you can pick up those packs or those boxes for around $2,000. Okay, you can pick up a Kobe Bryant from those boxes, and you can send it in, possibly, hopefully, getting a PSA 10 or BGS 9.5 10. Those cards can come back anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000 in value, unless you get some kind of BGS black label, which obviously we know ups that by about 10 times the amount, but we can't really be relying on something like that. Or you can pick up the 97-98 Topps, which is Kobe's second year. His second year card still comes around $500 PSA 10. PSA 9 is still coming around $150. So personally, ran the math, did the statistics for it. I'd rather pay $350 for an entire box to be able to get a second year Kobe that's worth $500. With one card would cover the cost of the box, in place of purchasing a $2,000 box, hoping to get a PSA 10, which we all know is very difficult to do. To be able to get, I would have to pull 3 Kobes to be able to, or 2 Kobe PSA 10s to be able to recoup that money, which we know most likely is not going to happen. The Allen Iverson in the 96-97 is comparable to the Tim Duncan in the 97-98. Both players are Hall of Fame players, one a point guard, one as center. Cards are comparable, as well to Michael Jordan. Ran the statistics, checked it out on eBay. I would rather spend the $350 than the $2,000. Your recovery on that money is more likely to happen on the 97-98. Alright, thanks for watching. That's going to be it for now. My name is Brandon. This is BKS Collectibles. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Leave some comments down below. Maybe even some ideas for our next video. Players, questions you may have. What kind of futures, what we may be looking for in the future. Thanks for watching.